Peanut butter skin.
Peanut butter skin.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant finally responded back to getting exposed brutally, and her response just made everything worse because her response essentially affirmed everybody's suspicion of her in the first place. Mm-hmm. Cheyenne Bryant is probably the best
therapist with the titties fucking smooth.
Prosperity pimp we got in the game right now. She gonna sell you some prosperity now. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, while she's selling the prosperity to provide the illusion of authority, she loves to add some juice to her credentials. Juicing up your credentials in a manner that Cheyenne Bryant does it is like a gray area, and some aspect of it is illegal. So a real doctor, right, Dr. Raquel Martin, who's a licensed clinical psychologist, she reacted to Cheyenne Bryant being confronted about her credentials on the Joe Budden podcast. Now, Cheyenne Bryant admits, right, comes clean that she's not licensed on the Joe Budden podcast. But what she proceeds to do after admitting...
That's a third hand. Who's that? Whoever sitting next to her. It's a child. She probably never had kids. That's no child.
She's not licensed, and she proceeds to try to...
Yes, it is. It's a goddamn Lego.
Manipulate everybody to make up for her not being licensed and having no explanation for why she's allowed to do what she's do. But the doctor spots it and points out, well, one, the manipulation, and then two, the dangers of what Cheyenne Bryant is doing.
I no longer practice under a license. Right now I'm in private practice, you know what I'm saying. And that's what people don't understand, right?
Yeah, she's like, I don't need a license anymore per se to do therapy as you per se dependent. Right. Like, why you need a license? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go nobody with no punk ass licenses. That slow us down. Right. We can't even get into the good work. We can't even start unpacking. You don't know. With all these licenses around, all this shit on the walls. Real? All these licenses and regulations and certifications. Come on now. We doing this shit off the love, shorty. Off the strength.
Just to educate some folks a little bit.
Hello, my name is Dr. Raquel Martin. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, professor of sciences, and podcast host who specializes in Black health and well-being. And I want
Black health. She specializes in nigga health. No, shout out to the real doctor. Yeah, shout out to the real doctor for real. Especially a doctor of Black health. I didn't even know that was such a thing.
Yeah, because you need it.
break down a clip from the Joe Budden podcast featuring someone who presents herself as Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. But before we dive in, I want to make something incredibly clear. Having a doctorate does not mean someone is a licensed mental health professional. You can have a doctorate in literature and be unlicensed, and you are still a doctor. You can have a doctorate in education and hold an LPC, being a licensed professional counselor, and you are a licensed mental health professional.
You can have a doctorate in pepper, and you have how many flavors is in? 11 special herbs and spices.
You are still a doctor, but your doctorate is not in psychology. When evaluating anyone's credentials, it's really critical to look at two things: what their doctorate is actually in and whether they hold a relevant clinical license. In this case, the person you're about to hear from is unlicensed. I'm going to break down why that matters and why this particular message is harmful, especially to the Black community that she claims to be serving and that I actually serve.
Well, the Black community, she's not at large. She's serving Ray J. Watch out, Ray J. That's why your eyes is bleeding. Because this lady ain't regulated. She got your eyes all bloody over there telling you it's just fine. Just go, eyes is bleeding. Just go live about it. That's her advice.
Unlicensed. I'm going to break down why that matters and why this particular message is harmful, especially to the Black community that she claims to be serving and that I actually serve.
A license is really only needed so you can bill insurance.
That is incredibly misleading. Yes, you do need a license to bill insurance, but that is not why licensure exists. Licensure protects you. It means I have completed specific education and supervised clinical hours, passed rigorous exams, and I'm accountable to a regulatory board. If I breach confidentiality, if I cross ethical boundaries or harm you, you have somewhere to file a complaint and be sure that I'm held accountable.
It's as...
Anybody gonna hurt you? Fuck. You tripping with them regulations and blah, blah, blah.
Or harm you. You have somewhere to file a complaint and be sure that I'm held accountable.
It's as if the licensing board was created for charlatans who think a license is only needed to take your money. You see how that works? It's as if the licensing board was created for the charlatan who believes a license and credential is only needed so she could take your money, okay? Now, Why licensing is so important when talking about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant? Because her credentials are into question. Like, people talk.
The school that she got her doctorate from burnt down, son.
I know.
They said it's no.
Mine too. That's where I got mine from too. I definitely got mine from there.
Well, Doctor who? Dr. Dark Mark?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm a doctor, nigga.
Like Dr. Dre.
That's right. And I could therapize you, especially vagina therapy, ladies.
Man, that's a gynecologist.
No. I do the therapy.
I would be a gynecologist.
I do the therapy. No, because you get to see a lot of bad stuff too.
I don't want to see it all.
When stuff is leaking and all that stuff for no reason. Like, what? That's green.
A lot about Umar Johnson and his credentials. Umar Johnson, again, and we might have, our differences, but Umar Johnson is a doctor. Umar Johnson does have a doctorate degree, okay? I went through the...
He does allegedly have one.
Nah, man, it's Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah, they say he is.
We also know a Dr. Omar Thompson.
Right, he's a doctor too. Same school. Everybody went to the same school.
Yeah.
The school, it's in the Bahamas or something too, ain't it?
Funny.
It's a P.O. box in the Bahamas. It burned down in the sunshine.
House, I confirmed it. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, one, there's mystery in this. Two, not only is there mystery, but there's no way to ever confirm if she's a doctor or not. You know why? Because conveniently, the school she went to has closed down. Right? Like the school she went to was this like random miscellaneous, super odd, online degree, maybe credential, maybe not credential school that ultimately closed down, and there's no way to confirm whether or not she's a doctor. So she conveniently got her degree from a school that you can't confirm if she's a doctor or not. So we got to take her word for it. The bio on her website says, Dr. Bryant, and she calls herself doctor, started college at 17 at California State University, where she earned a double degree in psychology and Pan-African studies. She went to earn a master's degree, but it says right here, she found clarity during her master's program at the University of Phoenix.
So don't start, son.
You got a master's at the University of Phoenix?
What's wrong with that?
That's the people in the commercial, right?
Yeah. It's an online joint. It's an online course. What?
Nothing. I used to play on a basketball team.
It was there she realized her calling, healing herself, and others fueled by this revelation she pursued and earned. Okay, but this is where it gets kind of odd, right? So she listed
University.
Who?
Argo C University.
Okay.
She pursued and earned her doctorate in counseling psychology from Argo. Is that, am I saying this right? Because I got to get it right.
Right. Well, whatever it is, it's no longer around.
Exactly.
That she was enrolled in a master's program at the University of Phoenix, but doesn't list what she got her master's in. She never listed what she got her master's in, nor does she list if she ever finished the master's program. We dealing with a straight prosperity pit. This is some cold stuff.
See, a master doctor. Don't do that to her.
What is a master doctor?
What did you get your master's in? Did you finish it? She never said. All she says was when she was in the master's program at the University of Phoenix,
right.
That's when she found clarity and decided what she wanted to do. She never listed what she got her master's in. She probably don't got a master's. She then says she pursued and earned a doctorate in counseling psychology from Argosy University.
Argosy. Argosy.
Argosy. I don't know. We all probably pronounce
that's what
Argosy.
Argosy shut down in 2019. Now, before it got shut down, it lost its accreditation. So
it wasn't even...
Worst case scenario, she completely lied about earning that doctorate, and we will never find out because, Argos is shut down. Who can you confirm it with?
Best case scenario,
she earned a doctorate in counseling psychology from a school that's not accredited whatsoever.
Slow smoke
barbecue. At that time, what if when she got it, it was accredited? You know what I'm saying? It used to be accredited. They lost.
Don't do that.
Their credit.
A license is not paperwork just for billing. It's a consumer protection. When someone drops or loses or no longer has a license, they're not solely avoiding the insurance hassle. They're also removing your recourse if something goes terribly wrong.
Not binded by BBS, the Behavior Board Science Rules and Regulations and Ethics. And so it just opened up a whole nother, floor in industry for me.
And she's also saying this like it's a good thing. I want to state something really important. Ethics codes exist to protect you from exploitation and boundary violation and providers practicing outside of their competence. When someone celebrates being free from ethical oversight, I want you to think of that as a red flag, a flashing one. It's a warning sign because those rules exist because real harm happens when they're not in place. So celebrating that you don't have to be accountable to that should be concerning to you.
As a therapist,
there's no police out here. Come on out here, hang with me. Chill with me. It's never no police or nothing.
I don't say that.
Nobody can stop me from doing anything I want.
Right.
Two things. You can obviously make what you deserve because therapy is real. We're giving everything we have in there. And we're unpacking shit and we're helping you process through things. So it's not us sitting there, well, if you're an effective therapist saying, tell me more. You should be unpacking. And you should be able to take somebody and drive with them to their goal.
Is it just me or does it sound freaky? You want to unpack and take somebody there and drive through them.
She's unpacking shit.
Is this me looking at the peanut butter skin?
Now, one time did this other sister curse. Now, I'm not saying that she speaks very well, but she's, we unpacking shit. We ain't just talking, we unpacking shit.
Right, yeah.
That's Cheyenne Bryant.
That can strike against your credibility, particularly when your profession is all words. You should be able to choose better ones. I know y'all saying that about me, but I'm trying to make you laugh, you bitch ass.
That should be concerning to you.
As a therapist, two things. You can obviously make what you deserve because therapy is real. We're giving everything we have in there. And we're unpacking shit and we're helping you process through things. So it's not us.
Yeah, she sounds you give her everything she has.
Say that, son. Allegedly.
She unpacking shit and she processing. She selling
That's not.
Look.
A therapist, two things. You can obviously make what you deserve because therapy is real. We're giving everything we have in there. And we're unpacking shit and we're helping you process through things. So it's not us sitting there, well, if you're an effective therapist saying, tell me more. You should be unpacking. And you should be able to take somebody and drive with them to their goal.
And here's another thing. She keeps calling herself a therapist, and in most states, that's actually illegal without a license. You cannot legally use the title therapist or provide psychotherapy without licensure.
It seems like
what she's describing.
Son, we should sue her, son. We should sue her.
Because I saw it.
Here, Don't Stop Comedy. You know what?
I listened to her advice.
Yes, we do. And everything went bad. It went terrible.
Everything went bad.
Everything went left.
Now is coaching, and coaching and therapy are fundamentally different. Coaches help with goals and accountability. Therapists are trained to diagnose and treat mental health conditions, trauma and depression and suicidality and psychosis. If someone with untreated bipolar disorder or PTSD.
That's how you know she's a therapist.
This lady right here?
She got a long john shirt on.
That's not a thermal shirt, man.
It is.
I don't know.
Maybe not the one that's ribbed. Maybe it's the ones that's smooth like a football player.
Oh, man.
Thinks they're getting therapy from a coach. They're going to be seriously harmed. These are actual conditions that go undiagnosed and untreated, especially within the Black community.
She's absolutely right. What she's doing is literally illegal. But here's the thing. She will simultaneously go from as a therapist, I'm a therapist, to I've never identified as a therapist. You just heard her say, as a therapist, we do this, and this, right? But in response to this video exposing her for being unethical, she writes, I don't need a license because I'm not a therapist. I'm a psychology expert and life coach.
I just be calling myself that.
This is not funny, man. This could be harmful to some folks because evidently she is giving someone advice or she has.
She's just saying she a therapist.
How many clients she got?
Ray J.
Besides,
she go Ray J house, jack him off twice a week, call herself a therapist. That's not illegal.
Now it's just bleeding.
Who are her clients? It ain't like if people getting fucked over all over the streets.
We don't know, man.
Doing stuff because of her. It's only Ray J.
She's trying to help the community.
It's Ray J, but she does talk on a lot of podcasts. She get her podcast fees and she fuck with Ray J.
Your life coach.
Like
a Yana Van Zant.
Right.
Something like that.
Ain't she related to Whoopi Goldberg? Got that same tribe.
We do this, and this, right? But in response to this video exposing her for being unethical, she writes, I don't need a license because I'm not a therapist. I'm a psychology expert and life coach. I don't understand why it's so hard for people to grasp about that. Coaches do not need a license. I do not identify as a therapist. But we just heard.
Anybody that ever call you Coach Bryant, bitch, stop playing.
And she don't identify, son. That's another thing too, son. What she identify as?
She ain't got to identify nothing. She ain't identifying as a coach. You're supposed to be a coach. Call yourself coach. That's a name. People
This
say
is
that.
_Dr. Bryant. That's her, right? That's
Right.
her face next to
Well, at least be a coach doctor, like a reverend doctor.
some.
her say
Bryant.
as a therapist.
As a therapist, two things: you can obviously make what you deserve, because therapy is real. We're giving everything we have in there, and we're unpacking shit, and we're helping you process through things. So,
But when she gets caught and exposed and realized the gig is up, she then tries to manipulate us and convince us our ears didn't hear what our ears heard. She goes, my bio does not say therapist, and my website does not say therapist. Anywhere on it, it clearly says psychology expert and life coach. But that Joe Budden podcast was not the only time she identified as a therapist. She identified as a therapist during the Cam Newton podcast.
Marriage, like the Bible says, is cleaving. Cleaving does this.
Tell you this lady sell.
We don't know that.
She's sitting there doing this talking about cleaving over her cleavage. Come on, man, this lady selling
She not doing that. We don't know.
peanut butter skin.
Podcast.
Marriage, like the Bible says, is cleaving. Cleaving does this. Cleaving does this. Cleaving doesn't do this. And so when people come to me married,
This your therapy.
they're doing similar to Mama's statement. They're coming to me like this. And so I'm not,
She got chunky little arms too. I kind of like that.
You got the potato salad spinning.
But not too bad. It's still held together.
Yeah,
like
a little bit.
Ain't
Give it
bad.
about 5 more
counseling
years.
married couples. I'm counseling individuals who are coming with so many issues within themselves that they married on paper, but they ain't never even had a chance to be married mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, intellectually in any way. But what happens is
Legit. Now listen to me. I swear to God, I'm not saying this about her, but there is such a thing as like a sex therapist. Like that's real shit. That's an actual
And coach you through it. Like
yeah.
the lady
Like
in the
people that got
therapist,
fucked up. You know,
Then with a
mental
clipboard,
issue.
like, okay, so this is what you do. Y'all
Right.
kiss.
I don't know if a
Once you
dude
stop
could
it.
do it to get you. And I'm talking about they actually have sex with the therapist type shit. Yeah, that's real
How
shit.
you know?
I help them as individuals process through their traumas and their pain and their intergenerational issues.
It's like she holding
They
balls right now.
magically either
What's that mean?
usually
What does she symbolize? Jason Whitlock. Shout out Jason Whitlock. That peanut butter skin.
And that peanut butter skin.
That peanut butter skin.
issues, they magically either usually cleave or, not many, but some, depart. Because you cannot cleave
I'll do it
without
again.
shedding. And the shedding that cleaving takes is the shedding of your stuff, your ego, your emotions,
ain't heard
your
nothing
trauma, your pain pockets. And when you shed of that, the cleaving was already waiting there for you. So it's not that anyone, even other therapists,
Even other therapists, as in myself, I'm a therapist as well. You have been presenting yourself as a therapist. You have called yourself a therapist on multiple occasions, including the very video she's reacting to. You called yourself a therapist in that video. But yet when you get caught for presenting yourself as if you have authority, all of a sudden, I've never said I was a therapist. It's absurd. It sucks, right? Now, even with the life coaching gimmick, Mark Lamont Hill and Dr. Raquel did a very great job at unpacking how even her referring to herself as a life coach is a level of manipulation. She understands the average person probably won't be able to distinguish between giving therapy and giving counseling, right? So her verbiage and her word change so she could further exploit the community without, being locked up and going to the feds.
For sure. I'm just saying, but let's say I do realize it and you're licensed. You're saying I can call somebody.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're not, I can't call anybody. That feels
There's no
like
one to call.
That feels like an out. It's like if I were a restaurant owner and I decide, well, I'm not with the Better Business Bureau. It's like, or I'm not with the health department. Like, don't you have to sign up with these people?
Right. Yeah. It's like a restaurant. It's like, nah, you don't want people rat checking around here, checking for rats
and roaches.
Yeah, you want people checking for diseases? That's slow down money. Now I got to take care. I got to get roaches out the refrigerator.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well,
so what is toenails found in your salad?
Right. All the time I've been flicking them toenails out, you could have had another sandwich.
It's not right, man.
That's basically what she said.
Something like that.
All those pesky regulations, nigga.
Don't need that.
Not if you're licensed, yes, that's part of like who you're licensed with. But if you're a coach, you can decide to, like, there are some ways that you can be certified, but you don't have to. Like, anyone can state that they're a coach. Anyone can't state that you're a licensed mental health professional.
Shout out to the coaches, nigga. Coach Dog Mark, you bitch ass nigga.
Son, you're not a coach, son. You're not. That's next.
All you niggas line the fuck up. About to show y'all niggas something. Son, stop playing. I'm a coach. But they call me doctor.
No. It's not what it is.
I get it. So if I'm a mental health professional, I have to be licensed.
And she got a light Jerry curl. I like it. A tight, light, shiny Jerry curl. Or crimps.
Like a lustrous silk.
A lustrous silk. Shout out to her.
No. Can't opt out. But if I use the word life coach, I can, or career coach or relationship coach. That's the workaround. The workaround is just saying you're not that thing. You give it, naming it something else.
Yeah, there's no regulatory body on coaching. People can take the there are like certain ways that you can, it's not certified, but like there's like the International Coaching Federation and there's the National Board of Health and Wellness and Coaching. You can decide to go through that like credentialing ecosystem, but it's voluntary. You can just
you can just coach. I got you niggas.
Like her.
Right.
Either like, oh, I'm really good at problem solving. I problem solve my problems. I problem solve my husband's problems, my friend's problems. I'm a problem solving coach. Like that's what I do. There's no regulatory body on that. You can say that whenever you want.
Here's what and I don't want to spend too much time on Dr. Bryant because this isn't about her, but it's just a good example. But she is self-identified as a therapist, as a psychologist. So when she's giving the advice, doesn't that give at least the impression that this is mental health professional work happening?
Yeah, but that's one of the biggest issues I have. Like the biggest, I think some people took from the video, if they weren't familiar with my work, because if anyone's familiar with me, they know I cape for coaches all day. I'm like, like there are fantastic coaches out there. But there's no coach worth their salt that won't be like starting off, even when like most of them do it in their consultation, just a heads up. I am a coach. Like I am not a therapist. Like, and I want to tell you the difference. Additionally, if we get to a point where I feel like this is outside of coaching and this is outside and it's into therapy, I'm going to give you a referral. Like every coach I know who does coaching, that's what they do. The issue is the same way that there is no regulatory body on the aspect of coaching. I don't particularly know what a psychology expert is. Like I don't like that's not. There's no regulatory body on that. Also, therapy and being a therapist is more so a
psychology, not psychiatry.
Category. It's like as a psychologist, as a licensed professional counselor, as a licensed clinical social worker, as a licensed marriage and family therapist, as a psychiatrist, as a psychiatric nurse practitioner. These are all people who are licensed and they can conduct therapy. It's like an umbrella term, but all of those individuals are licensed. You cannot call yourself a therapist if you are not a licensed mental health professional. So that is an issue. And even in some states, it's actually illegal to refer to yourself that way. Like if
you going to jail, man. You going to jail. I can
she going down. She's not going down. So maybe she's in a state where she can practice or she can speak upon the things that she's doing.
A free doctor state? What state is that? You can just doctor whenever you want?
No, son. She's well.
Do that go to medical doctor? You cut people open if you say you're a doctor?
It's not about being a medical doctor or what type of doctor she's trying. She's a life coach. She's saying she's a life coach, and then maybe she goes somewhere else and she's a therapist.
Depending on what it is.
Depends on where it is. What state she's practicing in. I don't know. Phoenix?
Virginia? West Virginia, maybe?
I don't